Hey everyone, welcome to Neil's World. I hope everyone is doing fine. Good evening in India and good morning, and whatever time it is, have a nice time and let us have a good chat on topics like Android applications for productivity and creativity. Today's time, we have the mobile phone as a powerhouse at our fingertip. We can use our mobile phone to do many things that until recently we could only do using a full blown PC setup only. So you can do video editing, you can do music production, you can do document creation, everything that you can you used to do on a PC or a bigger desktop device. Now you can do using the small tiny little mobile phone, right? So let us have a discussion on what kind of apps you can use, what are the apps that you are using right now. Let's have a discussion on that, and what are the apps that I can suggest you if you have not already using one of those apps that I am going to talk about. Okay, in today's stream, uh, first of all, let me welcome you, all of you, to my stream. I'm simultaneously running the stream on my Facebook page, on LinkedIn, and on the YouTube channel. So you can be here. Uh, you can come on any of the platforms, and you can have discussion. You can take part in the discussion. Let me bring up the light a little bit. Okay. Uh, if you have any queries, if you have any questions regarding any apps that you would like to have a suggestion about for your day-to-day productive work or creative work, you can just put your queries on the chat. You can use the Facebook page, or you can use the LinkedIn page, or you can directly chat on the YouTube channel. Okay, wherever you are, you can put the chat, your queries, and I'll try to answer those uh, in the stream. Okay, so first of all, productivity. Let us talk about productivity apps. Okay, uh, productivity apps. The first thing that we do, if we talk about productivity, is that the office works, right? We all do office works, making documents, creating spreadsheets, creating presentations, and all these things that we used to do using a PC setup. We can right now do it using the mobile phone. Thanks to the online services, thanks to the services called SaaS, that is called software as a service. For example, Google suite of applications that you have already installed in your Android devices. Probably it is also installed uh, in what you call iOS devices. It is pre-installed in most of the mobile devices. Google's suite of applications, which consist of essentially three main components. One is the what you call Google Docs. Next is Google Sheets. The third one is Google Slides. So you can use these three what you call these three apps to help you do all your office related works. You can create documents using Google Docs. It is a full blown suite of office. It is a full blown office suite, right? A Google Docs, you can do whatever you used to do using Microsoft Office or similar apps, you can do using Google Docs. And the best part is that you don't have to carry your document along in a pen drive to access in another device, because it is everything is cloud based. Everything will be carried to automatically to the other devices. Wherever you log into your Google um, account, you can access the docs files. It will be available everywhere. You need only a browser. Okay, so it is a browser based app which you can use. If you want to use in your PC, you can use the Chrome browser or Edge browser or the full blown browser. But if you have this mobile phone, you can use the apps. So those apps are very good. So those apps you can use. And Google Sheets, Google Docs, and Slides. They can do this spreadsheet and documents and everything. Uh, the best part of Google's suite of application is that you can increase the functionality of the apps using something called the add-ons. In mobiles there are not many add-ons are supported, but in PC, in your browser, you can use a lot of add-ons which will help you create much more than you normally do using uh, the Google's applications, default applications. So Google's suite of applications essentially can replace all your Office applications like Microsoft Office. You no longer essentially need Microsoft Office to do your productive works. So this is the first thing that you can install, that is already installed in your mobile. But if it is not there, you can install going to the Play Store, Google's Sheets, Docs, and Slides. It's where you can create those office uh, those office documents. Okay. The next app that you can use, it's also from Google. It's something called the Gmail, right? It's the default email applications, but many of us do not know that it also supports other emails. By Gmail, it doesn't mean that you can use only Gmail. It is an exchange app. You can also use your Hotmail account, use your Reddit mail account, use your any other mail account, use your hosted mail for your company. You can use using the Gmail. You can access everything using the Gmail app. It has got very good features like the labeling of apps. You can labeling of mails. You can use individual labels to get the mail sorted by different types of categories and labels. So it is a pretty good mail app. But if you're not quite satisfied with the way Gmail works, with the way Gmail looks, I will suggest you to try out an email client called Spike. Spike, the spelling is Spike, Spike. So you can search on Google's Play Store this app. It is a highly rated app, and the best part is that this app doesn't look like a typical email app. It is very refreshing. Gives you a layout where you have emails shown to you like SMSs. If you open your SMS app in your mobile phone, you'll see that you have a kind of a conversation type SMS. Like for example, if you use WhatsApp, for each and every chat you have a conversation. Like you can carry on with that particular person chatting for one message after another message. Similarly, this Spike email applications, Spike email app will provide you with something like conversational type of email messaging, so which is very refreshing. You don't need to see the whole of the message. It gives you the crux of the message in a text format in the app. If you want to see the details, you just tap on the message and you have the full email. So it is very easy to sort between different emails, because in your mailbox nowadays there are thousands of mails. It is very difficult to sort out. You can do it. There are apps which can sort emails by their importance, by their type and everything. Google's itself has the label system and inbox and those folder system. It's there. But Spike automatically does cleanup of the UI. So you can use Spike and just try it. It is pretty refreshing to have a clean look of your emails. It doesn't look very clunky. Okay, you try Spike. So this is an alternate email client you can use and use instead of Gmail. So Spike is very it is very fast also. If you use Spike, it is very fast also. Uh, the the next app that I'm talking about is let me find an app for you. So let me show you what app you can use. An app which can help you to take your notes along with you anywhere, anytime, and will give you a very good option of making notes will become like a web page. So that application is called Notion is a very good note taking app which you can use to organize all your day to day life. It is not only a note taking app, it is also a tasker app. Like you can have different tasks sorted for the whole day. You can have planners. You can have many things. You can plan your projects. It's kind of a project management tool. So Notion, earlier there are some features which were paid. Now Notion is completely free for individual use. You can try Notion as a note taking app. It is much better than the default notes app which may be installed on your phone. Or if you need something cleaner or something a bit easier, you can always try Google's Keep. Google's Keep Notes is very good. And there is one old famous note taking app which is called Evernote. Everybody, I think most of us know Evernote. Most of us have used Evernote somewhere. Uh, uh, Evernote, because Evernote has a limited space capability, it also has some what you call plans which you need to pay. Uh, but for many of us, the Evernote's free plan is more than enough. You can try Evernote. It is also very good, but it has become a bit older, but older. And as I'm going back again to Notion. Notion is something which you should try if you have not tried, and you will find it very useful. So if you have any queries, if you have any questions, please put on the chat. I can see that there are not many people are watching live here at this moment. But if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, you can always put your queries, you can put your questions on the chat box so that I can reply you on onto your queries. Okay, and the next is about productivity. Like, there is one more thing. If you talk about productivity, it's not necessarily what you do on a piece of paper and type it up and everything. So for example, if you have an offline business, for example, if you have a shop, if you have something which is offline, which has a physical presence somewhere. Suppose, for example, for me, I work in a lab which has a physical presence. So you can put your lab, you can put your organization, you can put your shop, you can put your physical location of your business onto Google by means of a simple app called Google My Business. If you have not done it for your business, you should go ahead and just install this app, Google My Business. You can do it on your PC browser as well, but on phone it's very easy. Install the Google My Business app. Try to add your listing. You can go ahead and use your Google account to log into Google My Business and add your listing. You can add your business address and type of business, business hours, and everything. If you add it to Google My Business, it will be automatically come in Google search. Your business will be searchable. Your physical address will be searchable. You can get your physical address known to the whole world so that they can find directions to your shop, to your organization, to your institute from within Google. So if somebody searches your organization, finds it in Google, if you nowadays, if you, for example, if you see something, if you find some shop, if you find some organization on Google by going to google.com and searching the organization's name, you will be most of the time presented with something results which are actually taken from Google My Business app. Okay, it is the Google listing. You have your business listed on Google very easily using this Google My Business app. So you install this app, Google My Business, and then you can add your listing, you can add your shop. You not only you can add one, you can add multiple businesses to your Google's listing. So once you add your listing, if you need, if you there are two ways. If you uh, if you add your business, if you want people to be people to find you physically, you can verify your address. So Google will verify your address. How they will verify your address? Once you put your address and have details in the Google My Business app, Google will send you a pin. So they will send you a postcard. It will take some 15 to 20 days in India. They will send you a postcard to your address which you have listed in the Google My Business app. They will send you the pin, and that pin you enter in the Google My Business website or the Google My Business app in a verification process. That way they will verify that your shop or your business is physically available at that particular place which you have listed in the Google. So that way you can have your physical presence verified by Google. And you also need to have a phone number attached to your what you call business, so that if any person wants to have a chat about your chat or query about your business, they can put the queries directly on the Google's result page. They can, if you for example, let me show you by quickly going to my uh, browser and finding my own what you call my laboratory. My laboratory is State Public Health Laboratory, Assam. So if I let me show the screen now. So this is what I'm searching on Google. So if I search Google, and if I search my organization, if I search my business, what happens is that it shows the listing of the business. Suppose for here, you'll see that my workplace, it shows my workplace, and it gives you an option to chat, right? If you see here, you can see there is an option to chat. So this chat option, the calls option, and everything will help grow your business. People will find you. So this Google My Business app is a very good productivity tool for your business. If you have a business, it should be a must for you to install this app and list your business on Google. So this way you will become searchable if you have a physical business address. So people can connect with you. You can list your website. People can find your website. People can find the direction to your business. So that way it will be very helpful. Okay. And the next thing, just wait, I'm having some problem, my throat. Just I'll take a sip of water. Okay. The next app that I'm talking about, what apps I can talk. Let's find the next app. What app you can use for your business? I talked about Google My Business. I talked about note taking app, project management app. There is one more app that I would like you to try, which is called Trello. Trello. Trello is a project management app. If you are involved in some kind of a project, if you not necessarily a particular, like a software kind of a project. Suppose, for example, if I do an YouTube video or a video or a website design, there are different stages of the whole thing. So finding a topic, doing a research on the keywords and everything, making a script, finding the keywords or tags that are to be put in the video if you are making a YouTube video. So there are different stages of your workflow. Trello can help you organize your workflow in any of your projects. So this is very easy to use app, but this app works better on a bigger screen. If you have a tablet, it will work much better. And if you are using it on PC, this by going to the website trello.com, it will be very easy to manage. But on phone also you can use the Trello app. The best part is that it's a collaborative app. You can collaborate with your team. If you have a team of workers, if you're working as a team, the whole team can work simultaneously on Trello. So each step, each person or each team member can add his or her input to Trello app, and it will be available to all. So it's a very good collaborative app. So everyone can contribute their uh, beat of uh, uh, bit of say onto the Trello app, and it is directly a teamwork. So everything will be done within a stipulated time if you use properly the project management tool Trello. There is other project management tool like Asana that also you can use. But Trello is one of the best apps and one of the easy to use app, which is it is a very clean interface, and it's very good. You just try it, and you'll find it very helpful for all your projects. And the next one is a password manager for productivity. These days, when we look at our own lives, we have a lot of website registrations, or there are a lot of informations which require us to have username and password, pin. There are cards, you have credit cards, you have debit cards, you have login cards. There are so many things, so many sensitive information that you need to remember. These passwords for each of your emails, for each of your Facebook account, for Instagram, for the registrations in different websites, the newsletter subscriptions. So there are hundreds of passwords these days associated with one single person. So it is very difficult to use different passwords and remember them at the same time. For security purposes, it's not a uh, very good idea to put the same password in different websites or different services. So you need to have different passwords for different services, and you need to remember them because writing down passwords on a notebook is not a good idea. If somebody finds your notebook, he or she gets direct entry into your secret life. Like secret life means your websites, those you visit, those require your logins, your emails, your bank accounts. So those sensitive websites, if not kept secret, can be very problematic in future for you, right? So you need to keep those sensitive information secure, as well as you need to have a way in which you can retrieve those. The best way is to have simple thing called a password manager. There are a very very long list of password managers, but I would like to tell you that what I personally use and what I think about it. I use a password manager called Dashlane. It is available on all the platforms. You can have the mobile app, you can have a Windows app, you can connect it to your browser, you can authenticate your browser in the Dashlane app, and then the browser will automatically fill or remember your passwords. That way it makes your life a lot easier. Instead of remembering all the passwords, you just use Dashlane to autofill the passwords, and it will help you. You can easily quickly log in without fear of sacrificing the secrecy of remembering the password. And also it also has got the password generator. So some websites, if you register, it requires a particular pattern of password, some numbers, some special characters, capital letters, small letters, combination of all those things has to be put to get a password, right? So it's very difficult all every time to do these things by yourself. Instead of that, you can use the password generator in Dashlane to get a secure and strong password. It will give you the strength of the password by which how strong that password is. So you can use Dashlane's password manager, not password manager, password creator, password generator to use to generate new password for your services, for your banking, for your websites, website registration, everywhere. You can use Dashlane. Or if you don't want to use Dashlane, there are password managers like LastPass, One Password, Safe in the Cloud, etc. You can try all of them, but according to what I have researched, what I have reviewed, or what I have used myself, Dashlane, I have been very um, satisfied with the performance of Dashlane. So it's not very costly as well, because Dashlane also has a free plan. It has pro plan also. So if you need more features, you can go to pro plan of Dashlane. It's a very good password manager. You can go to the pro plan of Dashlane, and if you need the free options, you can always use the free options. It will be more than enough for many of us. So you can try Dashlane, or you can also try One Password or LastPass. So these three password managers are very good. I'll highly recommend you to use One Password Manager to keep your secrets secrets, and easy to remember at the same time. Okay. And uh, apart from password, we're talking about productivity, and the next one is the creativity apps. Also, I will talk about what are the apps that can help you to become more creative in the sense that you can, yeah, like, in these days there are so many people who are very creative, unlike me. Okay. There are people who are very good artists, there are people who are very good photographers, there are people who can shoot nice videos and all, there are people who can create music, there are people who can act, there are people who can sing. So these creative things, we can we can make it to a notch up by using different apps, right? So if you shoot videos, you require a video editor afterwards, right? To shoot videos using mobile phone, you not only require the mobile phone's default camera. The default camera of any mobile does not do the justice to the actual camera capability of the mobile phone. So there are many things to look into uh, when you talk about, for example, the video camera app. For Android, the default camera in your devices, in your Samsung device, in your Redmi device, or any devices, if the device is very high end premium device, then you will get by default very good quality video. And control, the when you talk about recording video using mobile phone, you need some extra control on your on your video. That control, we, in terms of professional lingo, or in the terms of professional language, you call it the professional camera. In a DSLR, if you're using a DSLR, if you use a camera which has got all those settings, like control of the exposure, control of the shutter speed, control of the aperture. For mobiles, control of the aperture is yet not available in, I think, in uh, most of the mobile phones. Control of aperture is not yet available, but the other things, control of white balance, control of shutter speed, control of what do you call, uh, not focal length, duration of control of resolution, and all these things, or control of the focus, it is not readily available in the default app. You cannot control all those things. All these things are in hidden in the pro settings in the default app. If you can find the pro settings, you can do it, but in many cases those pro settings are not well enough to shoot proper quality video. In Android, I will suggest you to not replace, use along with your default camera one more camera app called Open Camera. There are paid camera apps also which can shoot, which have manual controls. But for creative works, for example, these days people are doing work from home, people are shooting videos inside their homes. So to shoot proper videos, you require proper quality of camera control. Open Camera app can give you a lot of control over your whole shooting of the scene. So it can control the shutter, it can control the ISO, it can control the white balance, everything you can do. Use the app called Open Camera. Okay. And you'll find a lot of videos how to use Open Camera apps on YouTube. And if you need some videos regard using how to use that camera, you can post in the chat, so that I can also try to keep you updated with a video regarding how to use that Open Camera app. Okay. And apart from Open Camera app, if you want to pay some money, if you have some cash spare to buy software, you can use an app called Filmic Pro. Filmic Pro app is one of the apps which is used by Hollywood directors, like I forgot the name. There are Hollywood directors who have used Filmic Pro app to film full length Hollywood movies. Okay, Filmic Pro is such a well-known app. It is a pretty costly app for an Android device, for an iOS device. It's pretty costly. It's around $10, and there are some additional things that you need to pay again to get those features. But if you're really serious about mobile filmmaking, Filmic Pro is a very good app. You can try that app. And one more thing, that you cannot use Filmic Pro app on all devices. It does not support all the devices. So you have to check before trying out Filmic Pro whether your device is supported or not. There is an app, companion app called Filmic Evaluator, which you can download from the App Store or the Play Store to check beforehand whether your phone is compatible with the Filmic Pro app or not. So if it is compatible, there are mosquitoes here. You can install the app and get so-called the cinematic videos done using your mobile phones. Okay, and there are some more apps similar to Filmic Pro. There is one more app, one app called Manual Camera app. There's two versions: Manual Camera and Manual Camera Pro. The Manual Camera Pro will give you a lot of flexibility, like similar to Filmic Pro, but it costs you around $4 of the cost of Manual Camera Pro. You can try the Manual Camera free version as well. So if you like it, you can buy it, but you don't have to pay money for these camera apps. You can start with Open Camera app. Open Camera is highly recommended. There is one more uh, cinematic camera app like ProTake. There is one more called 20 MC 24 FPS. So these are the camera apps that you can try instead of the default camera present on your mobile device. So that will give your videos a bit more control, a bit more control over whole the shooting experience. And yes, the Filmic Pro, and there are certain other apps which will give you that shutter speed control or the frame rate control. Like for cinematic videos and all, you require that 24 fps. You know about it, right? 24 fps, 24 frames per second, which is the normal frames which we see from using our eyes. The 24 fps film look or 24 fps videos, the so-called cinematic videos, are shot in 24 fps. So you can have a control over the frames per second using these mobile camera apps: Open Camera, Filmic Pro, ProTake, MC24 fps, manual camera, yes, Manual Camera Pro. So these are some of the apps that you can try to get your videos done in a better way. And so once you have your video done using any of these camera apps, what you require is something called a video editor, right? I'm just now talking about the creative applications for mobile phones. Video editor. What video editors is the best? There are hundreds of video editors. You don't have to pay money to start editing videos in a professional way. You can use your mobile phone to edit videos professionally, like the so-called professional video editors. Most of them use Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve, etc., in their PC or in their MacBooks, etc., right? But in your mobile phone, you can do many of the professional editings or most of the basic editings like cut, trim, sound, addition of transitions, overlay of text and if text and stickers, etc. You can do using apps like VN. VN is one of the easy to use mobile video editor which you can freely install on your Android mobile, or it may be available on iOS. For iOS, I will suggest some more other app. There is something called Lumafusion for iOS. Lumafusion is the best mobile film editing application available on iOS. Or also there is something called Videolip. Videolip is also very good on iOS. Videolip has recently launched on Android, It has got a free version as well as a paid version. Free version is very limited in case of in case of Video Leap. So instead of going to Video Leap, you can try VN Editor, which has got a lot of applications, lot of effects, lot of features. There is something called VLLO, which is also free. You can try VN Editor, you can try VLLO, and then if you are willing to pay some money, I will highly recommend trying out Kinemaster or Kindmaster. Many people call it Kindmaster or Kinemaster. So I'll call it Kinemaster. So I do not know what is the actual pronunciation, but Kindmaster, Kinemaster, the same app. You can. It is the most famous app on Android for video editing. It has got the free version. It has got the paid version. So if you want to do a good quality video editing using your mobile phone, just install Kindmaster or Kinemaster and you try out. If you find it very useful, if you find that it is working in your style, you're getting the value out of it, you can always go ahead and buy it. It's a subscription model. Nowadays all the softwares have become subscription model, and there are tricks where you can find the paid apps free for Android and everything on if you do a simple Google search. But I will not suggest you to do that, because that will not take into account the actual phone capability. It is the modded apps will be generic apps which may be harmful for your device. So I will not suggest you to go for modded paid apps for Android or iOS also. I do not know whether in iOS you can install any modded or something kind of that kind of an app. But Kinemaster, I highly recommend. I myself use it. It has got a full featured editor. The free editor can do most of the stuff. It cannot do, I think, layering. So it has limited layer support. So layering is a very good thing for video editors. You can layer on top of videos, the extra videos. Then on top you can add audio, on top you can add text, effects, stickers, etc. So the layer system of video editing can help you to create very good finished videos from your mobile phone shots, mobile phone clips. Okay. And Kinemaster, the the limitation of Kinemaster in the free version is that if you export the video, it will have certain resolution limitation in the export, as well as it will put a small, what you call, an watermark in the final produced video. So that can be a bit of a look unprofessional. For personal uses, it is very for personal uses it will be very good to try the free version. For if you want to use Kinemaster and make some videos, edit some videos, and later on you want to upload onto YouTube, it may not look very good. Okay, so you can, in that case, you can always go ahead and buy the subscription version for 1 year, which will give you the best bang for your buck. And do look for some kind of reduced pricing, because Kinemaster from time to time they give a huge discount. So you have to look um, from time to time. In certain period of the year, they give huge discount, 50%, 60% discount on their annual plans. So you can go ahead and buy in that period so that you can lock in that reduced price in for your future subscriptions. Okay, apart from Kinemaster, there is one more app which is very popular for Android devices. It's called Powerdirector, right? Powerdirector is from a company called Cyberlink, which also makes um, video editors for PC, Windows based. They have a photo editor like Power Photo Director. They have other video editor called Action Director. So there are a hell lot of video editors uh, from this Cyberlink company. So you can also try Powerdirector. It's similar to Kinemaster. It has got very good tools for various video editing things. And the best part of the Powerdirector is that it has got a stabilizer. So if your videos are shaky, Powerdirector has a stabilizer feature which can stabilize the video, something like the warp stabilizer of Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you have used Adobe Premiere Pro in your PC, you might have come across this warp stabilizer, which stabilizes the footage. But for that, it crops the footage a little bit. You require a higher resolution video to get the stabilization done in a proper way. In mobile also, this Powerdirector mobile app has this stabilization feature, and it works. It does a pretty decent job. If you have a shaky video, you use Powerdirector's stabilizer. It it stabilizes the video very well. There is one more tool which is not used, may not be very popular among people, but it's a very gem of a tool in Powerdirector. It has got a noise reduction tool in the audio tools of Powerdirector. So if your videos have noise in the background, suppose now I am talking to you, I might be hearing the fan noise. Those fan noise or the ambient noise which is there in the footage, in the clip, can easily remove it in the Powerdirector's audio tool. So if you go to Powerdirector, there are some audio tools, there are some video tools. If you go to audio tools, let me show you in Powerdirector whether, okay, I don't know. I do not have a footage now. So I'll show you in a later video. I'll create a video specifically regarding that audio tool, and you can use that tutorial to do that. Okay. And this audio tool can reduce the noise magically, and it does a pretty good job. So Kinemaster and Powerdirector are the two Android applications which are premium, are the way to go if you want to edit videos on your mobile phone. So if you have any queries, if you have anything to say, you just put on the chat. I don't know where I if anybody is putting any chat on the chat box. There is a live chat option in the YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, you can use the live chat. You can, if you're watching from Facebook, you can put your queries on Facebook, and just put your queries. I'll just try to answer your queries. If you have any app suggestion, you can also put your app suggestion so that I can talk about it if I have used it earlier. And okay, so nobody is there, I think. Okay, if you're watching in the replays, you can always try to you can put your queries in the chat box. I'll just get back to you on your queries. And what else did I talk to? Yes, I talked about video editing apps, and talked about what app you can use to replace your camera to shoot more cinematic videos, like the Open Camera, Filmic Pro, etc. Right. The next is photo editors. So for a creative people, video and photo are the synonymous with creativity. There are other things for creativity. Let me talk about the most powerful photo editor on Android. So, and it is free. Many people do not know that it has got so much of tools. So it is called Snapseed. Snapseed by Google. So if you have an Android phone, just install Snapseed, and it can do a lot of photo editing. It can do a lot of things to your photos. It's got filters. It has got selective editing. It has got HDR tools. It has got a lot of things that you can do. It has got you can what you do. You can do double exposure. A lot of things using Snapseed. So Snapseed is the first photo editing app that you should try and you should use. So just go ahead and try Snapseed. You will not regret using Snapseed, and it's free, and it's from Google. But the thing is that I have recently seen that Snapseed has not got any update for the last around 4 or 5 months. For an app, if there are no updates for 4 or 5 months, it seems that the developers have some reluctance in working on that project. or they have just forgotten it, that they are in the way of going to a new app. And because it's a Google's device, Google's product, I do not know why Google is not updating Snapseed too frequently. It has not been updated for a long time. And the next app you can use for photo editing is called Lightroom. Lightroom is from Adobe. The Adobe suite of products for photo editing is very well known. Photoshop, Lightroom. There are so many things that Adobe creates. Lightroom Mobile is also a very good app which can help you. It also has a camera. If you have used Lightroom, if you have the premium version, you can buy Lightroom um, for around 300 rupees per month on the mobile platform, or you can use the free version. Free version has some limitations, but it can do the basic editing very well. Brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness, all these things it can do, but it cannot do selective editing. Selective editing is a very good tool for video editors. So it can do selective, it can do adjustment to a particular part of a photo if it has selective editing. So Lightroom selective editing is it's a premium feature, so you need to buy the subscription. And if you have a Adobe cloud creative cloud subscription, you can get all those premium things free to use in your mobile phone. But otherwise you'll have to pay the mobile version of Lightroom. So you can try that. You can try for 1 month and then decide. If you are really into photography, I'll highly suggest you to try Lightroom's uh, premium features. uh, there is one more thing that Lightroom does, that it does support raw footage. Raw footage means raw photos. So if nowadays most of the mobile phones can shoot raw photos. So if you do not know what is raw, I think you should start shooting in raw, because in raw is some kind of if you use the DSLRs, you might have already known what is raw. Raw is some kind of a digital negative. In earlier days where there are film cameras, I don't know how many of you have used film cameras. There are rolls and all those have film cameras has to be developed, and we get a negative, and that negative has to be put into a process by which the photos get printed onto a paper. So there are certain process where the photo labs do all those things in a dark room and all. There are some several chemicals like silver bromides, etc., are used. So this is a huge process that is used during those days of film cameras. Nowadays also there are film cameras which has become a bit of antique, and people use it to just that for the sheer love of the film look, so called true film look. But that digital negative, the new thing in the digital photography, the digital negative, the raw photo contains all the information about the exposure. Suppose you click a photo, it has got the information regarding the brightness, contrast, color, everything recorded if you shoot it in the raw format. So it will give you in a post processing, like what we call, not we, photographers call as the raw processing. In Adobe's Lightroom, it is the best raw processing software available as of now. In case of PC, you can also use something called raw therapy, free raw processing software. If you do not already know about it, don't have to buy Adobe's Lightroom. Okay, that is the PC part, but let us talk about mobile part. I was talking about Lightroom Mobile, right? Uh, this Lightroom Mobile also has got this raw support facilities. You can import raw files from your DSLR onto your mobile phone and do the editing on your mobile. Or if your mobile shoots raw, it's okay. You can directly use the raw footage, raw files from the mobile phone with Lightroom to edit it to in a more flexible way, because raw gives you much more flexibility than what you call uh, JPEG image. Normally, most of the mobile phones click when you click a photo, it is saved in the JPEG, or for short we call it JPEG or JPG. So this is JPEG format. So JPEG format has less amount of information regarding the actual actual photo. So it has got less information to modify, to adjust during the post process. So if you shoot in raw, it will get most of the information which the digital photo editing app, the photo processing app, can use to adjust to the minute detail. So you can have much more control over your editing if you shoot in the raw format. Okay. Lightroom's mobile app itself has got a raw shooting camera. So you can use that camera to shoot raw. If you can't find the settings in your default mobile camera to shoot raw, you can use the Lightroom's camera app inside the Lightroom applications to shoot the raw footage. Okay, and then you can use the amazing editing capabilities of Lightroom mobile to make that masterpiece, the second masterpiece after Mona Lisa, right? Okay, forget about it. Go ahead and shoot and try to shoot raw and try to uh, process the photo, adjust it, and you will feel the amazing capability of the Lightroom mobile app. And there is one more thing that Lightroom mobile app nowadays supports. It is called presets. So you need to have the premium app for these facilities or for these features to use. The presets in Lightroom Mobile is similar to what you call the LUTs, 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 lookup tables in Lightroom Mobile or Lightroom presets. There are presets in the Lightroom applications as desktop application where you can use the presets, and in a single click there are a lot of adjustment applied to the photograph. So you can copy a look from one photograph to the other using the presets app, presets feature in Lightroom. So in the premium app there are different premium presets already installed on the Lightroom mobile app. And there is one more thing that you can try to get a better looking photo in just a single click without doing much of editing by yourself. You can just import the look of others. So there is a if you open the Lightroom mobile app, you'll find something called Discovery tab. In the tab, there are tabs in the Lightroom mobile app in the bottom area where you'll find something called Discovery. A globe is there in the icon. You click on the Discovery, you'll be taken to a page where there are different Lightroom users uploading their edits. So if you edit something in your Lightroom, you can share that edit to the Lightroom web page. So there are a community of users of Lightroom mobile app or Lightroom. They can share their edits to the other people, other community members, and they can use and copy that particular edits onto their photographs. So that is called Discovery. Okay, once you go to the Discovery app, you can find a lot of different photographs on different genres and all. And if you like some photograph, you can just import that edits to your Lightroom mobile. So once you have those Lightroom mobiles, you can save it as a preset, and you can use that preset onto your mobile captures, which way you have a fast way of editing. So you can edit much faster using presets of Lightroom. So it's pretty powerful, just to give it a try. And apart from Lightroom, Snapseed, there is one more photo editing app which is called what? The default Google Photos app. Most of the Android mobiles comes with the Google Photos app. So if you have a Pixel device, a device from Google, you will get a lot of functionality in the Photos app. If you do not have a Pixel device, still you will get a lot of editing capabilities. Most of the basic editing like changing the contrast, changing the brightness and exposure and etc. You can use the default Google Photos app to edit those. The Google Photos app is an amazing app which also gives you some extra features. Like you can create animation from a series of photos. You can create collage. Pardon on my pronunciation. I am not a native English speaker. Okay, collage. You can create collage very easily. Select some photograph. You'll have a plus icon on top of the app. You can select what you need, what you want to create. You can create collage, you can create animation, you can create movie. Suppose you have series of photographs and you can combine all those photographs into a video file, that is the movie. Okay, so if you want to make a video slideshow of your birthday party, birthday pictures, you collect all the birthday pictures, select everything, go to the plus icon on top of the app, and you create a movie. So you'll have a birthday movie from the photographs, right? So these are simple tools which are found within Google Photos app, which can be very helpful. It can easily create many good shareable content. Like you can create an animation, you can create a stop motion animation using this Google's animation maker. You don't need to install a third party animation software or animation app to create animation. So you have a series of photographs, select all of them in the sequence that you want, and click on the plus button on the Google Photos app on top of top right corner, and that way you can create an animation. So this is how you can use the Google Photos app in creative work. And one of the best thing about Google Photos app, that it can create memories, right? It automatically does that. The AI, it's called artificial intelligence, right? AI means artificial intelligence. The AI system of Google can do wonders. I use Google's app Photos to back up all my photos onto Google's server, so that I can find my photos later on from other devices. And it gives you the ability to go back in time at a particular time and find your photos. So it's a very good library or database of photos which you can keep in your pocket. Okay. So Google Photos app, you can use it for your creative works and everything. And the other thing that you can use for your creative work is, let me find something. Okay, there is an app called, if you post a lot of things on to Instagram or Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram. Okay, Instagram, let's talk about Instagram. If you post a lot of photos to Instagram, there so many people now posting reels or stories. You can create different looks, different stories there by using this template based app called Canva. So if you have not heard about Canva, you should definitely give it a try. You can use it for free. There are certain features which require you to make a payment, you require you to go for the subscription model, but otherwise Canva is a very powerful photo, not photo editing app. It's a creative app. You can create a lot of things, like you can create banners, you can create posters, you can create your Instagram stories, you can create reels, you can create thumbnail for your YouTube videos, you can create banners for your web page, you can create ad copies and everything using Canva. The Canva also has printing service. So if you have got some poster created in Canva, you can go ahead and use their printing service to get it printed and delivered to you. Of course, you have to pay for the print cost, right, in Canva. But you try Canva and you will be amazed. It has got a lot of features. And if you have got the Canva premium subscription, you can do even more. Like in a single tap, you can remove the background of a photograph. Like if you want, suppose now my background looks some purplish bluish type of thing. If I don't want that, if I want my photograph to be in a different background, I can simply remove that background by simply tapping on the removal background removal app, if removal feature on Canva. So it's a very good feature on Canva, background removal feature. It's one click. You don't have to mess around by selection and going to different fine selection and all. It does it by using AI, and it does a very pretty good job. So if you want your thumbnail design and everything done, you can use Canva. It's pretty amazing. And there is some more things that you can export your photographs as transparent background if you have the premium version. So the transparent background can, I have used this overlay here on okay, where, okay, there's the overlay, live tech talks with Neil. This is an overlay. I am using this overlay on top of my stream. So that overlay has 1080 by 1920 by 1080 resolution, but it's only coming on top of the corner. That is an overlay and with a transparent background. So you require transparent background overlays for this kind of a uses, like the one that I am using on the corner, right? So these things can be done using Canva very easily. You don't have to spend a lot of time on doing this. So the transparent overlays and everything you can design on Canva. There is similar app from Adobe which is called Adobe Spark Post that you can also try. That is available on Android, that is available on iOS devices, and you can also use it on the browser on your PC. So you can use all those things for your creative work, and Adobe Post and Canva can be very easy to create digital designs. You can create logos, you can create posters, postcards, everything, birthday cards. You can design everything very easily. And the next is what? What you can use for your creative work. There is something called Crello, Crello. It's similar to Canva, that also you can use. Okay, and the last thing today I'm going to talk about for creative work or for something productive. I do not know whether how much productive I have been in this evening, this session, but the whole thing that I am talking right now is pretty amazing piece of software that I am using to go live on 3 platforms simultaneously, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. So it is done very easily using a browser based software. I'll keep it in the productive list of softwares called Restream. You can use it on your mobile phone also, but it is not supported fully on mobile phones. You can go live using mobile phone using Restream. It is, you can find it in the restream.io. So this stream I am streaming using a software called restream.io. So if you want to go live, I'm a new live streamer, so I am not an expert on this, but I'm trying to learn new things and all. Restream.io makes your life easy because it's a browser based application. You don't have to install anything on your PC, and you just hook up your camera. I am now using my Sony camera using a cable to the PC, and it is recognized as a webcam. Okay, I'm using a capture card to get the feed from the Sony camera to restream, and I'm using my microphone. So these things together just need to set up only once, and then you can go live anytime. So Restream.io is a very pretty amazing service that you can use to go live on these different platforms simultaneously. You can go live on one only, or you can go live on many platforms together. Okay, so I hope it's been 1 hour. I talked about apps and creative apps and productive apps, and this stream I'll continue the next Tuesday also. Please join us next week. Today I'm not. I'll not continue today because it's already 1 hour, and I'll have to stop. And let us talk the next day. I don't think anyone have participated in the chat today. So if you're watching the replays, you can put your queries on the chat. I'll just answer your queries in the next whenever I get to learn about them. Okay, I'll just check your chat and I'll get back to you, or I'll reply to you in the chat. So thank you very much. I'll say good night. It's pretty late, not late exactly, it's night time in India. So I'll say good night and hope to meet you next Tuesday, same time, same platforms. See you soon next Tuesday on Tech Talks with Neil. I will talk about something else, not about productivity or creativity apps. You will find it in my announcements. So thank you very much. And in the meantime, you can check my channel for other videos as well. And if you like it, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. See you very soon.